Hello, my name is Colby Gibson, and tonight I wanted to explain or persuade you as to why you should adhere to all the CDC's guidelines ascribing to social distancing in response to the COVID-19 disease. A lot of people, when they look at this disease, some people dismiss it as being not as serious as the flu, which is just simply not true. According to a Bing search I did right before writing this, which did a conglomerate of a lot of different statistics from different states and different outlets, said that to today's date, April 23rd, there have been 50,363 deaths in the U.S. with 2,613 new deaths today alone. And that is out of a total of 889,999 total coronavirus cases in the U.S. If you calculate that, you get a 5.6% death rate as far as catching the disease and then dying. If you compare that to cdc.gov, deaths with the flu, they use a different parameter. They did deaths per 100,000 people in the population, not per 100,000 cases. It was 2 people per 100,000 in the population. Not 100,000 cases, 100,000 people just in the population, which these are a little bit apples and oranges there, but still it's not near the same death rate and not near as serious once you have it, especially as there's currently no vaccine and not much as far as treatment as for this new disease. And if you look at what the CDC has said, in order to try to combat this with very little weapons and stuff on our side to help us treat this disease, they want you to practice social distancing. They want you to stay home. They want you to only work if you're an essential employee. That's more of a decision of your employer and the government. And they have defined social distancing as remaining out of congregate settings. So staying away from parks, staying away from parties, staying away from church, unfortunately, if that is important to you. And also, a big thing is avoid being to more than 10 people, because the virus spreads in close contact. That's why the CDC says maintain distance of more than 6 feet, because it is very hard for the virus to spread, because it spreads. It's a respiratory disease, and it spreads through coughing or contact with someone who is coughing into their hand, or if you cough into your elbow, which the CDC also recommends. It also helps because it's much less likely someone will touch you there. If you cough into your hand and shake someone's hand, you spread the disease to them. And another big part of this is the longer the disease is spreading, the longer we will have to practice social distancing. So if we lazily practice social distancing and only do it part of the time, the disease is going to continue to spread, which will have us lazily or social distancing most of the time for months. No one really knows when this is all going to be over. But if everyone would stay 6 feet apart perfectly, which I know is impossible, but in theory, if it was possible, the disease would not spread. It's just that hard for the disease to spread without contact, and just the maintaining the 6 feet of distance really helps to do that. And that would, and also, it doesn't really help, as long as we're social distancing, the economy is going to suffer. That's another argument that people have put forth in order to stop the social distancing guidelines and stay-at-home orders that a lot of governors have put forth, and also some recently, such as Georgia, have canceled their stay-at-home orders and allowed their state to open back up. Allowing the disease to continue to spread is just going to cause it to be around that much longer, and it's just going to cause more people to stay at home. So instead of trying to rip the band-aid off and just have everyone stay at home and not drag this out, if you lazily follow the guidelines and don't listen to the CDC's guidelines on how to try to combat this disease, one, it's going to make this drag out longer, which is going to have a worse effect on the economy, and it's also going to cause more people to die, unfortunately, because once it runs out of places to spread, there's just nothing the disease can do. It's only continue to spread by continued contact with new people. Because if you either get it in self-quarantine and you don't spread it to anyone, or unfortunately for one of those people that's immunosuppressed or elderly or just weak immune system, whatever it is, you can die, and you're most likely won't spread it again there for more unfortunate reasons. And that's just a big reason of why the CDC says to stay apart, because once you get it, someone, for example, like me, I have asthma. If I got it, there's not much they can do for me. I might die. So I've been having to stay at home. And I just would really ask people just to try to think about other people, because I had to think about other people too. Like, I was not allowed to go, I went and visited home before all this started, or when it was just becoming a thing, and I couldn't go visit my grandparents. I couldn't go visit some family that is also sick. They just didn't want, and also my family didn't want me going out just with the health issues I have, just because it's a risk. If you're going out and you might not think much of it, you're putting other people at risk, and you're also prolonging this unfortunate disease, and you're prolonging the situation that no one here wants to be a part of. So just please practice social distancing. Just stick to the rules as much as you can, and if you do it well enough, this will all be over sooner than if you follow them lackadaisically. Thank you.